Good morning, everyone. Good Wednesday morning. How are you? How's everyone doing? My name is Jennifer Dwan from the Pain Team. I am a local buyer's agent and seller's agent in the Catskills, Sullivan County, Orange County, as well as Pike and Wayne County in Pennsylvania. And I just wanted to come on this morning and talk real quick, not too long, about something that's extremely important in the real estate market. And that is the home inspection. Okay. Well, I know that during 2020, we all heard of these crazy things going on where people were just buying without things sight unseen and buying without inspections and waiving their contingencies and buy as fast as they can. Okay, 2020's over. I was not selling real estate during then. I was on a break at that point, thank God, because I still would have been making my people enforce their right to have their inspection. And here's why. I'm going to give you a few scenarios. If you go and you purchase a home, I'm not talking about investors who have tons of money and it doesn't matter and they don't care if something goes wrong. They have a bunch of guys lined up a mile long that work for them that come in and fix it. That is not who I'm talking to. I'm talking to you and me, your everyday mom and dad, husband, wife, husband, girlfriend, whatever it is, whoever it is that is looking to buy a house. And your hard-earned money is something you want to keep, not start shelling out like crazy for things that could have been resolved before your closing. So I want to take you through the process. When you go out and you start looking at properties and homes and you finally find the one that you love and you sign your contract with your listing agent or with your buyer's agent, you will get to the part of the contract where there are contingencies listed: home inspection, mortgage contingency, and then there'll be a list of other contingencies, septic inspection, etc., depending on what kind of area you're buying in. Okay. You do not. I don't care if the house is brand new. You do not want to waive those contingencies. You want to select. I almost said click because most of these things are done online now and everything's, computerized, but you want to select every contingency regarding home inspection, pest inspection, home inspection, septic inspection, water, all of them. You're entitled to them. Now, yes, you're going to lay out a little bit of money up front. That is the buyer's responsibility to have this inspection done. So let me tell you what happens. When your inspection company comes in, which you will choose, you as the buyer are going to choose who you want to work with. Your realtor can make recommendations or suggestions, but you're the one who's going to actually pick up the phone, make a phone call, speak to each one, speak to them about what they provide. A radon is another thing because we're in a very rocky area. You always want a radon inspection. You are going to pick your inspector and he is going to be working for you, the buyer. Okay? When he comes in, he's going to, on average inspection runs 3 hours, maybe a little bit more. And then at the end of that, the inspector is going to go home. He's going to take his time or her time, and they're going to put together a report. And they're going to give that report to you. And that report is going to say everything checks out. There's a few minor issues, no big deal. Or they're going to say there's a mold issue in the basement, or there's some old piping, or there's some old electrical, or the roof needs repair, or the septic is older and showing signs of not functioning, whatever it is, signs of pests, whatever it is. Water pressure's not great, have the well looked at, etc. These are all things that can come up. They are the responsibility of the seller, not you, the buyer. Now, what normally would happen is, as if I'm representing you as a buyer's agent, once we have our report, you and I are going to discuss it. We're going to see if there's anything that is major, that is going to be a big ticket item. If it is, we are going to go back to the listing agent and to the homeowner and say we want these issues paid for by the homeowner and resolved. Why? So that when you move in, you're not paying for it. Okay. Do you start to see why having your home inspection is so important to you being happy after you get those keys in your hand? Okay. Another scenario that could play out is that we take the same report, we go back to the seller's agent, we go back to the homeowner, and we say, these are the issues we would like resolved. They can come back and say, nope, not fixing them. Okay, that's their prerogative to do so. However, then I, as your buyer's agent, representing your best interest, we're going to say, no problem, we want to reduce our offer price by $10,000 because my buyer is not paying to have this issue resolved. So they're going to have to pay for it after closing, and therefore they're taking $10,000 off the asking price. So we can negotiate it that way. Again, homeowner may or may accept it, they might reject it. Okay? And then the third possible scenario would be that the homeowner will say, okay, well, I'll cover A, B, and C, but I don't want to do these. I come back to you, you're my buyer, we discuss, okay, they're willing to work with us on this. Are you guys going to be okay covering these few things once you're in? Okay? Or they can come back and say, okay, wow, we didn't know that. That's a really big ticket item. We'd be happy to do it, except we don't have the money. Would the buyer be willing to split the cost with us? There's another option. So these are the things that your realtor, myself, is supposed to be doing for you, so that you're not picking up the phone, calling people after the fact saying, hey, what happened? You know, we closed on this house last month and now we've got a foot of water in our base. You didn't have an inspection. Sorry, you waived your right to inspection. There's no one you can blame after the fact if you waive your inspection right. Don't waive your inspection rights. Don't do it. I'm talking to you like a mother. Don't do it. I don't want to hear I'm sorry. Just don't do it. Anyway, so there it is. So how important is an inspection on a home when you're buying? It's extremely important. Just because a house is brand new doesn't mean it was done right. I've had many home inspections on new construction that had major issues. Shifting, sinking of floors or footings, or shortcuts that were taken. Okay? Just because a house has been beautifully redone and looks wonderful in and out and all around, you still need that inspection, because that inspector is licensed by the state that they operate in, and they are there to do their job. The realtor's job is to sell the house. The inspector's job is to inspect the home top to bottom for you. And the average cost of an inspection today, depending on where you are, but in my area, could be $600, $700, could be over $1,000. It all depends on the things you are having them do. Sometimes an inspector may find an issue with the septic system and say, they're just doing a basic inspection of the septic. If they see an issue, they may make a recommendation to the buyer to have a professional septic company come in and have a full septic inspection prior to closing. Okay? So that's a big thing. You don't want to mess with your septic system. So you want it inspected. You don't want to waive that. Termites, any kind of wood-destroying insects, that could be thousands upon thousands of dollars. Radon might seem like a little thing, right? Waive the radon? Don't waive your radon. Radon causes cancer. Okay? A radon remediation system, depending on how much work needs to be done, could be $1,200, $1,500, $2,500. If you have a crawl space, a lot of times crawl spaces are damp and wet and can be, the insulation can be destroyed or can be moldy or it can be causing rot underneath. You want these things inspected. Have I made my point clear? I sure hope so. If I sound like I'm beating a dead horse, well, then I apologize. But then again, I don't, because I am the realtor who cares about you, and I want you to be happy from the day that you close for years to come. Have a great day.